Hey everybody, welcome back to the garage. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please go ahead, click on subscribe, and also click on the bell to receive all the updates and activities on my channel. Alright, so we just put upgraded rims and tires on this 2013 JK, and in the process, there were two broken studs on the front, one on the passenger and one on the driver. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what you need to do to replace the broken stud. It's a pretty straightforward process, just a couple of hand tools and you can knock this out. This will apply to the JK, probably the JL, and as well as TJ. The process may be a little bit different as far as the brake and the rotor coming off, but once you watch this video, you'll be able to see, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so with that being said, let's get to work and let's get this thing fixed. Alright, so here's the patient. We actually have a broken stud on this wheel, and there's actually another broken stud on the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to jack up the Jeep, and then we're going to put a jack stand underneath it. Okay, next thing is take your impact in a 19mm socket, and we're going to remove the lugs. Go ahead, pop the tire off. Okay. Alright, so here's a broken stud. To get at the stud, we're going to have to remove the caliper, and then we're going to take the rotor off. Alright, so once you have the wheel off, we're going to take the caliper off. First thing you want to do is take some penetrating spray and spray it around the rotor and that surface to loosen it up. And then what you want to do is there's two 21mm nuts on the back of the knuckle. There's one here, and then there's one right there. Go ahead and loosen those up, and that'll enable you to take the caliper off. Okay, now that you have the 21mm bolts removed, what you want to do is you want to separate the piston away from the pads. Just stick a pry bar in there to back the piston off, and that's going to relieve the pressure on the pads, and then you're going to be able to pull the caliper off the rotor. And what we're going to do is we're going to hang the the caliper from this bungee cord so it's not putting stress on the brake lines. Alright, so once you have the rotor removed, what you're going to do is you're going to rotate the hub to like a 9 o'clock position, and that's going to give you some space to pass the bolt through the back. And all you're going to do is you're going to hit it with a hammer to drive it back through the hub. There you go, broken stud removed. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to take your replacement stud, and before you put it in, take your lug nut and make sure it's the right thread for your lug, because the worst thing you can do is go through all this and find out that they gave you the wrong lug, the wrong stud. And all you do is you're just gonna go back and you're gonna pass it through, and what we're gonna do next is we're gonna draw this in. Alright, so what we're gonna do at this point, we're gonna draw the stud into the bearing, well, the hub. And what we're doing is I'm taking a nut with a flat side, and I just sprayed a little WD-40 in on the threads to help it draw it in. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the impact, and that's in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to rotate the hub and make sure it's all the way in, which it is. And that's it. So at this point, all we're going to do is just going to reassemble. So at this point, what you want to do is you're going to put the rotor back on, take a lug nut, put it down the bottom to hold the rotor back on so it's not flopping on the hub. And then go ahead and put your caliper back on and torque that to spec. I'll have the torque ratings in the description of the video. And then what you want to do is just straighten everything out, pump the brakes, and then go ahead and put the wheel on. And the wheel is going to be torqued down to 95 foot-pounds. All right, if there's any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and leave them in the comments box. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.